Can't I turn my fucking screen up? Hold on, let's see. Right, bit better, innit, yeah? Right. So I've done a cloud software. People pay for their, like, to how high, because people don't like to read through the whole book, or the whole, do they? That's why you get a lot of people advertising A or blob, yeah? They pay on for keywords. So cloud, soft, like that is going to cost them, they bid. The more they bid, the higher they are on these pages. Do you see what I mean? Yeah? Right, so look, so we got these at the top, they're probably all ads, but it's hard. The one thing, it's hard to tell. This is what I'm struggling with. It's hard to tell what's an advert and what's not. What's a proper? You've got organic listings, and then you've got static, which I think means maybe an advert. I don't know. I need to find that out though. Yeah, because when they pay for advertising, that will always appear as well above the other ones. I need to find out, because organic, I think you might be able to get in there without paying. It just depends how often you update it. Because when you update it, it goes fresh to the top, because it gets, do you know what I mean? It's always being refreshed. It's always being refreshed. Like, so, if you don't refresh your page for a while, you know, you go on Facebook, you don't refresh it. When you refresh it, you get all loads of people all at the same time.
Yeah.
But in order that they've contacted you, you know, yeah, all right? So, analytics. She's rude to her, isn't she?
Yeah.
Isn't she a horrible cunt?
That's why he takes her out.
She's just jealous though, isn't she?
Yeah.
Does that stagecoach go to California?
Right, so cloud software, I mean, they all must be adverts. I don't know. It's hard to tell what's an advert and what's not.
Yes, I am. Thank you
Innit?
so much for being so kind.
They must be adverts. Let's see, I don't know. It's hard to see.
You thought it was fooling.
So, another example, I'll show you something a bit easier. Say we're going to, we're going to buy a car. Yeah, car. East Croydon, yeah? No, car, no, not East France. Why does it see what is coming up? That's like at the top. It shouldn't be at the top of mine. France and all that. Car. Let's see. We'll put like Mercedes, yeah, for an example. So Mercedes for sale. Croydon, yeah? Right. Now they're adverts and that, look, right, see there where it hasn't got the www dot.
Yeah.
That's on, yeah, I need to find out what the proper difference is with that, but there, look, you've got www dot, that's an advertiser, and that is...
What do you want to advertise?
I'm showing you for an example, because if you paid for an advert to be there, or say you work in advertising, which I used to, so it'd be easy for me, you see when I was working in advertising, for example, it'd be easy for me to befriend somebody in, for example, the IT department, who's doing all of this, getting those sites up there on Google, on Bing, yeah, do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, because I'm using Bing web search here, Microsoft Bing, yeah, and this is in Bing, and then but the web browser, the browser that I'm using, which you probably know all this. I don't mean to be talking to you like your thingy, but you're saying you don't know. Like this is, I'm using Edge, yeah. Some people use Chrome, which is Google, and then when you've got your program, which these widgets, they're programs, Android, and on the Android software. Right, and that's another thing I need to, because mine's supposed to be Android, but it's running Linux, and it's running all these different operating systems, yeah, which it's like, it's really hard for me to keep up with what's real and what's not, because, for example, I used to work in advertising, so I could know somebody who used to work and was really good on, like, to get them up there, knowing about listings. I know a little bit about everything, yeah, because, yeah. but I don't know enough. You see, when I was asked to speak to experts at places, they've said to me, sorry, I don't know enough. Yeah, you know more. It seems you know more than me. So I've had to come. It's pointless me going to speak to the experts in the phone place in Croydon, in an IT thing there at Palmer House. The bloke, I knew a lot more than him. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can imagine how it's hard for me to be getting help, because when I'm going in the bank, I'm showing them fake fucking shit. Yeah, but because it's either been done by somebody who works for the bank, yeah, so obviously it's on their proper paper, blah blah, it would look genuine, yeah, or someone who's really good at mocking up shit, yeah, right? Do you know what I mean? To the untrained eye, yeah, but they can and imagine all these different areas that I'm telling you about. If they've got somebody doing the dodgy in all of them, how easy it is to paint a picture of me or to get a profile of me that is not me. Do you know what I'm saying, darling? And that's what they're doing. And they've got 2 of them, or 3 or 4. You see my bank? I've got about 3 or 4 profiles. They're all them pots that are running the same as mine. So I've got I've closed my savings account. And
why have you done that then?
Because there was no point. It was just another account that it was there more to confuse me, more to have to keep track of. Yeah. I want less in a minute, but I can't get that because they're blocking me from things. So I'm having to try and then find another way and, open another email account. And it's all time consuming, babe. And this is what I'm trying to tell. It's like how much of my life I've had to waste. Well, I hope it's not wasted it because I've learned a lot, And when I see them saying that, that I know more than them, yeah, I could have a fucking good job at one day, yeah? But why are they trying to destroy me?
I don't know, babe.
Sorry, I'm not feeling sorry for myself. Right. I'm so frustrated by it then.
No, thank you.
Yeah?
Thank you.
And then, we went out yesterday and we had a nice day.
Yeah.
And then today, I feel useless.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like, if anything, I've fucked myself up by doing that yesterday. Yeah. And that's not nice, is it? Do you know what I'm saying, darling?
Look, you could have made that dollar right.
I probably would have, but look at the else on it. I probably would have, darling.
The forecast.
Okay.
No, yeah, I know what you're saying, and obviously why it's frustrating you out there.
Yeah, imagine every day, and it's not even that. It's things as basic as toiletries. Yeah, when I've been in these places, right, what they would do, like contaminate and sabotage I left my wash bag around my so-called friends. When I looked at my razor, there was all bits of like sardine bones. I don't know who's that like. There's somebody and they've done that to my thing. And imagine what they do to your fucking toothbrush or something, darling. Do you know what I mean? And when every day in day out you're having to replace things as basic as your toiletries, it means you're always behind. You've always got to do that much extra So do you imagine? That's what it's like, babe. I'm not trying to make you feel sorry for me. I'm just trying to make you understand and maybe have a little more patience.
I have, babe. Thank you, Bonnie.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're perfect. You couldn't have explained it better. Thank you. You're all right. Oh, look, Oliver's Island, well.
Oh.
You definitely would have backed that.
Do you want these bags,
no,
babe?
Thank you, babe. Don't get upset though, because now you've explained it, people will understand it anyway, wouldn't they? So you've got a good thing here, knowledge of what's going on, and that's what you need to be alert of. So you know what people know where you're coming from.
But babe, it's so hard to get people to understand, or to even to just give you the time to And my problem is, people said to me when I explain things, sometimes I'm really good. Like if I always know what I'm on about, but it's just knowing how to the other person, because. You don't. you know what I mean?
Yeah. Up, Shirley. That's silly,
No, this phone, but it's any phone I get, any SIM card. My mum's going to me, we'll just get, but, oh yeah, it's easier said than that, and where do I get the money? Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it's like,
easy,
and then
yeah.
I'll get a SIM card, I'll get a phone, and then once I start doing certain things, I'm back to the same, like, do you know what I mean? It all started, I'll tell you when it all started, when I noticed, Clive took my phone, yeah? The geezer who broke my jaw, right? He took my phone. He must have done, right? Because it was my mum ordered me a phone from her catalogue and got it delivered to me. Yeah. And he'd gone out in the morning out touring. Yeah. And I was laying in bed. We only had a little box room. Yeah. And I was laying in bed and I had my dressing gown on. Yeah. And it's only a mattress on the fucking floor. Yeah. So I've got my dressing gown on and the phone was in my pocket. Yeah. Up and I was like, oh, bye, see you. Yeah, right, he's gone out. And then I remember, and then I'm trying to find my phone, and it's not in my pocket. I think I must have been falling down the side of the bottom, yeah. And I thought, it's just, I went back to sleep. Yeah. Then he's come back, right, I've heard him come back, and there was a door and blah, blah. So I fell asleep again. Then he's woke me up. Oh, yeah, do you want to see, blah, blah, blah. Right, I think the phone's back in my pocket. So he's obviously... And it felt cold as well, yeah? So obviously, do you know what I'm saying? He took the phone, he took it somewhere for 2 hours. And do you know what I'm saying, babe? Yeah? That's when it started. And then what happened? Me and Ed, we'd gone somewhere and done something, and I owed him 20 quid, right? It was his daughter's 18th birthday, yeah? He said to me, oh, I need that money by 11 o'clock. At 10:30, my mate was supposed to come round and was going to give me a score. Right. At about 10 o'clock, he come in. I was laying in bed. My friend's due in half an hour. Yeah. So what's the? Oh, Gwen, get up and get me my money. And started going being more. And Ed said this, right? I mean, because I was in my little box room. This was before I was. No, Clive must have been in prison or something somewhere at this point. I don't know where Clive was because at this point I remember that I was there on my own. Do you know what I mean? And not living on my own at the time. And he's come. Where's my phone? Get up.
Get in then if you get in.
We're in a shared house, darling. You know that house where the girl was up at the window. Yeah. It was that that was my room. Yeah, where she was. Yeah. Get up and get me my money. He threw me all round the place. Yeah, by my yeah, and then I looked at the thingy. I looked at the screwdriver. He goes, I dare you, like this and thingy. And I managed to get away, but I left everything. I left my phone and that, and I went down. And the woman across the road, like I got down as far as where the Paddy Power is, and the woman who lived in the next street and her daughter come down and they said, oh, thank God, they said, we've been trying to find you. They said we could hear you screaming and we didn't know and we couldn't do anything. And they come but I was all bloodied up and everything.
Why couldn't they do anything?
Well, because they didn't know where it was coming from until until I come out, they must have seen me run out or whatever. And then they come after me in the car. But they said we didn't know where you was and all that. And but I lost my phone, and he had my phone. I know it was my phone because I know that the last digits of that IMEI number was either 166 or 466. I remember because it was the bus that used to go down when I lived in we lived in Croydon, yeah. And I remember little things of I mean, obviously I'm not going to remember a whole fucking 19-digit or whatever IMEI number of but I remember bits of it, babe. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like the things what's been going on with my phone because now when I said to when Clive said he had a Facebook, I didn't want to be what's he doing talking to get on whatever. I liked him, so I wanted to I was being nosy. Do you you know what I mean? The same way, like, I'd look and you show me your pictures and stuff, like, do you know what I mean, babe? We look at it, yeah, and then he said he worked for this company called Live Ops, yeah, and I was never known him to have a job, like, even bothered to sign on, yeah, so I thought, so I've looked into this company, Live Ops, and he says, he was an electrician there. Right, they're a cloud-based company. You see, like, everything's in the cloud, everything's in like, for employers to keep track of their employees. You know, like, if you're an employer, you can see where your fleet is, or whatever, and you can check you can go their phone call, has he rung this one, or has he got to blah blah yet, and you can keep track of everything they do, like that. That's what's been happening to me, babe, yeah?
Yeah, so they got the same.
But they're aware of that, because you see, when they let me go back to Croydon, like, I mean, it's quite serious that a police commander to come, and I believe that it was a real police commander, yeah, because I've seen Mickey Mouse fucking police, and they can't get the uniform totally spot on right. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, there's bits and pieces that they issue. It's like army uniform, isn't it? They're very, with the police, they're like that. You can't have anything. It's like when you're at school, if the shoes ain't right or something, yeah, and that's where they slip up, yeah. But to the untrained eye, imagine me like on Davidson Road, and I'm going, help, call the police, and it looks like they're police, but if you look closer, you can see they're not police. So then I'm going to look nuts, ain't I? Do you know what I'm saying, babe? But then once they've got you, imagine they take you like that, really, because they can do that, take you off the street, and they put me in this fucking dodgy ambulance, and what it done, it fucking stamped, it was either that ambulance or thing, but there's been a couple of times that the ambulance they've not been a proper ambulance, babe, yeah, because it's all dusty and everything, and then when they went to take my blood pressure, it like punched my skin with all holes. Like perforated, you know, like when you see in the science labs, them doing that thing where they've got the teat pipettes all in a row. It was like it done something like that in my fucking arm, babe. I swear it did.
Yeah, it sounds funny, doesn't it?
I seem like nuts, like telling you all this, but I hope you believe it's all. Yeah. Oh.
They all run to this shop now, like they're going to go and buy a load of fruits for that kiddies, look. They've all been into it.
So what, I got all this nice fucking toiletries, didn't I?
Yeah.
Babe, you
Look at the cat on the table.